Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today our group we will present our project for 3D animation present by group Minda 3D. Content in our slide is for the first we have a team member, and the second introduction and our animation 3D model, animation explanation, and the lastly the conclusion of this slide. Our group have consists of 4 members, and the first is Azib AKMA, and the second ADHAM, and the third is me, KHALIL AKIF, and the lastly Muhammad HAQIM.
So for introduction, welcome to the fascinating world of 3D modeling and animation, where technology and creativity combine to magnify the message of UTHM as saving electricity campaign. Our goal is to use animation, 3-dimensional design to effectively convey the value of energy saving through this dynamic trick. We will create captivating visualizations using state-of-the-art technologies and techniques that will inspire a community-wide commitment to energy conservation by educating as well as captivating. Came along with us to set off this life-changing journey that will use 3D magic to reveal the way to a future that is more energy efficient and sustainable.
Weh Pisang, jom pergi kafe.
Jomlah, aku pun lapar ni.
Weh Rabu, aku pun nak ikut.
Sibuklah kau ni. Jom.
Apa? Dah kena budak-budak ni. Ini bilik kamu ke?
Ya, cikgu.
Kenapa korang tak tutup sama elektrik sebelum kamu keluar? Kan bahaya tu. Ada apa-apa ke?
Sorry cikgu, kita orang lupa nak tutup tadi sebelum keluar. Janji dah tak buat dah.
This is an example of 3D models. We have 4 models to explain. For the first one is strawberry. Select the cube and zoom in on the bottom to reveal the shape using loop cut to improve the geometry of the shape. Scale the segment on the top and reduce the size of the shape. Then add the subdivision modifier and use it to refine the mesh, and add another modifier which is a displacement modifier, using the image as a texture sources. Set the value to 1 on the right edge option and apply the modification. Next, go back to face selection mode and press Ctrl E to bevel it. Invert the selection by pressing Ctrl L. Next, resize the extrude face after shrinking the currently selected face and adjusting the pivot points to each unit origin. After that, press the scale and take the face out and keep it as a pivot point. Scale the new face down to form a smooth shape. Finally, select all the shape and choose a smooth color to make them beautiful. For the second object is pumpkin. For the pumpkin, click Add, go to Mesh and add UV sphere with 60 segments and 60 rings. Then change the orthographic display and enter edit mode. Select the top and bottom surface to enable proportional editing. Then scale it down along the object on the Z-axis surface. Loop the edge with the offset select and then use Ctrl+V to bevel it by 1 segment. Next, insert the loop piece in between. The subdivision modifier is used to create modifier on this object. Set the level to 2 and add a loop cutter between the 2 loops. Zoom down along the normal by pressing Alt S. To get the correct topology, it is necessary to use the insertion operation and use symmetry along the X and Y and Z axis. Flatten the shape of the object by scaling its face along the z-axis to 0. Add a cylinder and create a bird by shrinking the selected edge loop. Use the surface subdivision modifier to include operation on the top and bottom faces and add loop cutout for the form. To refine the topology, use the loop tool. Set a smooth to finish your pumpkin models. For the third object is banana. For banana, click Add, go to Mesh and click Cube. Click Modeling at the top and go to Select Mode. Scale the object until it becomes a shape like a banana. Then cut off the end of the object to be used as a stem. To smooth the object, press the smooth shape by pressing the right click. Lastly is watermelon. Click Add and go to Mesh and click Cube. Then scale the object into a triangle shape. And after that, add the image texture.
For mapping material, image texture elements were used to generate realistic texture for objects such as tables, fruits, and other models. For most of the models in this animation, there are few simple actions you may take to do this. Just click on the material properties toolbar. In the texture column, select image texture by clicking the box next to the base color. Select open to incorporate the image of X texture into your design. Once the button is pressed, pick your option. This is an important step in the selecting which image file, either PNG or JPEG, to use for your 3D models and texture. To map items to three-dimensional surface, these images are utilized. These tricks make it simple for users to add realistic texture to their 3D models, which improve the models even more. By following these steps, users can easily add realistic texture to their 3D models, enhancing the visual appeal and making the models resemble real-world objects like fruits, tables, and other elements. The ability to apply image texture is fundamental in creating detailed and lifelike 3D scenes.
So for our animation explanation, firstly we use the keyframe, which is for the keyframe we use it to set this the start of the object movement to create animation, just like when the object facing each other, talking and interact with each other. We move the object to be more alive in order to make this animation looks more fluid and authentic according to our storyline. Each of the keyframe represent each movements for each object, such as table, chairs, and also our characters. This will make the animation movements more alive and realistic, with each character facing each other while they are interacting. For us, keyframe holds a very huge part in this animation project, because we only rely on it to make a simple animation according to our theme as saving electricity. Next, we have lighting. Okay. For the lighting, we only use sun to create a well-lit area with a more realistic angle of shadows to make our scene looks more cinematic and focus more on our content in this animation. We put multiple of them to make sure we didn't have some issues like light deficiency on our characters and object. This will make sure the area of in our scene to be more bright but not too bright. Okay, just to maintain those cinematic mood or the cinematic atmosphere for our scene. The reason why we use the sun for our lighting is because it's provide a warm light that we want to be in the our scene for this animation. And lastly, the camera angle. So for the camera angle, we just use a pan and zoom technique just to make sure we get as close as what we want to maintain the angle. Focusing mainly to focus on our object and character. We move the angle according to the rules of third. This is so that the camera could capture the scene just like what we want it to be.
To sum up, the UTHM Saving Electricity campaign has found that using 3D modeling and animation is an effective and entertaining approach. For this animation, we use 3D Blender. The lively cartoons did more than just hold the audience interest. They also made the significance of energy conservation clear, understandable, and unforgettable. We hope that our animation were able to increase the campaign's overall effect and strengthen the UTHM community's awareness and dedication to energy efficient practice by creatively utilizing technology. That's all from us. Thank you.